Hello, my name is Emmett Gill, and welcome to the third edition to the 2 Minute Warning. And I think today I'm going to talk a little bit, or at least for this episode, I'm going to talk a little bit about mental health in college sports. So, another space that I've been working in, right, is mental health in college sports. I'm the former director of student athlete wellness and personal development at the University of Texas. I directed the student athlete welfare effort at North Carolina Central University. I've done the same work at Rutgers, done some of the similar work at UTSA. And so I have this affinity, for behavioral health, for wellness, which can range anywhere from having a mental health disorder on this end of the continuum to just trying to improve who you are. You got it all going, but it's all about wellness. It's all about getting better. So you have these two continuums. And, been in this space for a while, but left the space. But one of the things that I noticed in this mental health, behavioral health, and wellness space is that there's a large stigma, and it's not just for Hispanic athletes or it's not just for Latinx athletes, it's also for white athletes and black athletes. It's like you can't be weak. It's like, I don't want to be broken, even though we know that God makes masterpieces out of broken pieces, right? And so, once I left this space, one of my concerns is that, if I'm a black and brown college athlete experiencing the repercussions of COVID, right? If I am experiencing the ramifications of social unrest, then what do I do? Who do I talk to? And I, being in this space, really recall the time that I went to the ACC, the Atlantic Coast Conference, mental health conference, and had an opportunity to sit in the room. And as I looked around the room, I had that feeling, when I'm the only black or the only black male in the room. And there were others. There was Dwight Collier from University of North Carolina. There was Shamari Brown, who heads, the student athlete development effort for the ACC. Nonetheless, it was different. I would swear to God, okay, scratch that. That's not nice. But I would bet, right, that 98% of the mental health providers in the room were white. And so it was at that point that I started, to think about the demography of behavioral health in college sports, and recently teamed up with the Athletes and Advocates for Social Justice in Sports to look at the demography of mental health and behavioral health providers in the Power 5 conferences, and it wasn't surprising to learn that, 80% of the providers, mental health providers in the Power 5 conferences are white, and, some 50% are female, and there are only a total of 19 black males and females who are behavioral health providers in the SEC, the Pac-10, the Big 12, the Big 10, or the ACC. But yet these are the kids, that generate the majority of the income, for these institutions. These are the kids who are back on campus right now when everybody's at home. And so when you've got a kid who's experiencing social unrest, you've got a kid who's experiencing COVID, not to mention just being a black and brown male or female in freaking America,